Peace. Peace. I am a guy from a place, Charm City, Bipper, Keys the Vandal, Marquise is the name my mama gave me. I'm here on a beautiful, beautiful morning. A lot on my mind. A lot on my mind. There's always a lot on my mind, but the blessing is just finding ways to quiet the mind, finding ways to be present, breathe into the moment. I am thinking about my amazing weekend. Like, I got a lot that I get to process. This day is awesome. This day is already off to a good start. This day has a lot to offer. I'm looking to partake in all that it has to offer. And I'm realizing, as I reflect, as I observe, as I study self in situations that I've been in, I think about how I've always been an artist, and I struggled to understand what that meant because of things that were thrust upon me. You know, you're good at math, you're a mathematician. You're good at math, you're an engineer. You're good at sciences, you're a scientist. Your public speaking is immaculate. Your voice, you're articulate. You must be a politician. And it's like, I actually am like being able to exist as those different things. I like to analyze those things. I like music. I like the stories about Picasso more than the stories about whoever discovered something cool scientifically. I thought George Washington Carver was really dope. But like, I wasn't interested in going to the depths and the lengths that he went to. I would love to help his story be processed. I would love for people to have another perspective of it. I just love stories. I love storytelling. And this weekend was just amazing for me in terms of that, because I got to see a show that just inspired me in ways that I haven't been inspired in a while. Like, just heavy themes of like, I'm gonna do the thing that I want to do, and I won't be denied in my attempts. I won't be denied in my truth. I'm gonna exist as what I am, and I'll just give great thanks and appreciation to Joyce J. Scott and the BMA, Baltimore Museum of Art, for even allowing her exhibit to be in there. And it feels awkward to say allowing, because they needed that exhibit. Like, it's interesting to think about how it's like, oh, these people have made space. No, these people had to make space, because it's like one of those. It was really one of those. So, like I said, I've just been reflecting on my weekend and thinking about how I have been an artist, and the journey of the artist is quite an interesting one. Like, as a kid, I understood artistry as like this thing that I didn't want no parts of, because it looked like starving, it looked like indecision, it looked like troubled lives, it looked like a lot of things that I wasn't that into. You know, I don't want to do drugs. I don't want to go do a drug binge and overdose. I don't want to like lean on love so much that I overlook like myself. I wasn't into that. I wasn't into that at all. So the rationale part of me, the part that like is mathematically inclined, is like, I don't like how these equations are ending, right? You bring pretty women, you bring drugs and liquor and a great amount of talent, and eventually this star is burning out right before our eyes. And I was like, I don't want no parts of that. Or you bring in like this super existentialist, like suffering artist, and you see a brother like Heath Ledger who does an amazing performance to like bring to light just the depths of how dark it can be, and he kills himself. Or you see a brother like Kurt Cobain, and he's like a voice of the bastards. He's like a voice of the voice of the wretched, if you want to call it that. And I felt them. I was like, oh my God, come as you are. I was like, I like that energy. And he offs himself with a shotgun, and I was like, I don't want to kill myself. And I thought about it, because even that looked artistic. And again, I'm saying, like, I'm the artist, so I observe, and I take my observations and I synthesize and process them to be these works of art. Like, I frame it, I put it in a box, I make it tangible, I make it something that can be studied. That's what I have seen artists do all my life. My mother's an artist. My grandfather was an artist. And their form of artistry wasn't always considered art. Right? Like, teaching is an art. Doing hair is an art. There's like a lot of ways to approach art, and I witnessed that in real time. So back to me, my experience as an artist, I was called a follower a lot coming up. And I was willing to do something to just get an artistic take on it. Like, if I didn't do the dirty sprite, I didn't do the dirty sprite, but I really enjoyed that era. I was really close. I was like, that looked fun. And then I would hear stories like, oh, this guy's heart stopped because he been drinking this dirty sprite. And I said, oh, I'll just get the clean one. I'll go for the clean sprite. And like I said, I really just, I would try things, I would experiment just to see what these things are doing to people. Or I would stand close to people who are really deep in experimentation. Like, the people who put the full garb on, they put the full aesthetic on. Trap Lord. This man is finessing. This man is getting everything that, like, it looked like everybody want, but it isn't actually that fulfilling. And a lot of times it's based in denial or escapism or fear more than it is in love of the thing. The thing is now being a conduit. It's being like a middle ground to the thing that we're actually after, love. And like I said, I was following trends at times to find love. I was following trends to find community. Unfortunately, when a community is centered around self-destruction, it doesn't last. When a community is centered around ego and follow this and don't ask no questions, it doesn't last. We can see that on a larger scale, but a lot of times it's hard to see that in underground spaces. We don't really have a reference for what it looks like to follow somebody into nothingness. So yeah, it's cute in theory to be the starving artist. You get a six-pack out of it and a chiseled jaw, but outside of that, it's pretty serious business. Making some of these sacrifices, and every sacrifice is actually not worth it. It's not worth it that much. So I just think about that, and I think about faith. Like, even back to the following part, like, there was points where we're all wearing G-Shocks, we're all wearing these big face watches that cost $25 from the flea market, but they felt like $100 watches when we throwing our arms around listening to Gucci Mane. Like, we felt like we was doing something. I had the camo shorts. I was Taylor gang. I had my Chuck Taylors on. I had my Converses on. When Wiz popped out, I ain't dyed my hair like he did, but I did dye my hair. He had the blonde streak. I just dyed my whole head. I didn't go blonde. I was like, I'm interested in that. I'm curious about what this looked like. And I think it's unfortunate that a lot of people have to suffer for their curiosities. They have to be socially, like, denied for their curiosities. It builds character for sure, but it's a painful sight to see. So that's following. It's like reframing. Was I following or was I experimenting? Was I lost or was I exploring? I'd like to think the latter, but I don't think everybody accepts it as that. I'm an explorer. I'm an artist. Oh, what are you doing? What do you do for a living? I experiment. I try a podcast and I do it for a year and I observe what it was to me, and then I expand that concept into other things, or like I continue to do it. what are you doing with your life? Why'd you just make a mixtape? Because I really love music, and like that's my bucket list item, to have left music behind for people to observe. Why are you teaching in a school and not trying to get a teaching certificate? Because like I don't actually like a lot of the processes within this space. I think it's really boxy, and I think a lot of these people don't care about kids. They care more about things that actually aren't valuable to me. And it's no belittling their experience. Like I think that what they're after is valid, but I think that what they're after is so important to them, whether it be data metrics, it be test scores, it be whatever it is they need to look like they're doing their job. I'm not really into that, because ultimately they're not getting the results that they say they need. So then they bring a person like me in who doesn't have a teaching certificate but has relational skills that they can't synthesize, they can't like make up. You can't build that in the lab. So yes, I do a lot of different things. I'm a yoga instructor, but that's not the end of the sentence. I'm blessed to be able to practice yoga. Like, all things through Christ who strengthens me. It's not a statement of I'm better than you because I believe in Jesus. Like, that'd be weird. All things through Christ who strengthens me is a statement of I have faith that there is nothing that I am incapable of doing. There's no thing that I'm incapable of doing. My mother used to tell me I can do anything I put my mind to. So, like I said, as the artist, the storyteller, the writer, the foundational components of everything that we end up doing anyway, the foundational qualities are communication. The foundational qualities are respect, their presence. Everyone's speaking about mindfulness, but overlooking that like mindfulness breaks down to just be present. Be here. Be where you are. I'm in the car. I'm talking. I've said, let me talk to people. Let me document this. Let this be something that I can use later for content. I love how this experience is at the moment. I think that a lot of times I even have the capacity to focus so much on the negative that I overlook the good. I can have a conversation on my ride to work that I can get clicks and views on at a later date, and more opportunities in life. Somebody can watch this and decide that I'm worthy of networking with and building with. Cool, let's get it. Let's get busy. What's the fear? I've been posting different things on my Instagram to just show like some moments in my life where I've been the butt of the joke. They were laughing at me, not with me. But I get the last laugh because I showed up as myself. I didn't show up as the thing that was popular at the time. I might have looked like I was following. I might have looked like I was chasing a trend like everybody else. But no, I was just doing what made sense for me at the time. I tried to smoke a little of the weeds. You know, I said, try to smoke a little bit of that stuff, the devil's lettuce. You know, I said, this actually isn't for me. And the fact that it isn't for me doesn't mean that it isn't for somebody else, but it isn't for me. And I think that is also what I want to bring to community. I think it's really, really stupid. I gotta say stupid. That when you find out something works for you, or when at times even me, when I found out something worked for me, I felt like everybody had to do it or try it at least once. No, actually they don't. If you're experimental, somebody might not be experimental, and that's fine. I drink smoothies in the morning. Somebody else wants to start their day with black coffee. Somebody else wants to start their day with a latte. Somebody else just wants to drink water. Can there be space for all of those things to coexist and we not have a conversation that belittles somebody else's experience? Like, talking down on black coffee doesn't make smoothies more valid. Like, I can drink black coffee too. It's not that complicated. It's like, oh, I gotta make sure they know how good this is. It's like, no, you don't. You actually don't need validation for the things that you show up as. You need love. And you're actually not convincing anybody to do anything that you do if it's not centered in love. If it's centered in, look at me being special. Look at me taking time to grow plants. Look at me going off the grid. Like, cool, bro. Nice, brother. Enjoy being off the grid. I'll see you at Walmart in 3 days. Like, bet. Where am I going? Basically, John asked. I am going to work. Yes, that is where I'm going. I'm going to work. I have a job now, a 9 to 5, and a 9 a 5. I believe that's like 9 to 5. A 9 a 5. I'm going to my workplace. Yes, I am gainfully employed. As people talk about a recession, I am gainfully employed. Gratefully employed. Oh my goodness. I done rode down a block. Let me speed it up. I rode down a block. Let me stop playing. This is Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore, Maryland. It's Baltimore. You know, out here you see all types of things. You don't even know where he from. You see all types of things. You see all types of things in Baltimore. In Baltimore, for real, you see all types of things. Like right now, I'm on North Avenue, and there is this Morgan Freeman mural. Like, I don't know why there's a Morgan Freeman mural in Baltimore, but like, shout out to it. Like, it's an area that is being redone eventually, but at the present moment, it looks like this. It looks like this. So, yes, I'm going to work. And I hope that wherever y'all going there safely, and y'all going there with the intention to uplift everyone in the space, not just the ones you feel comfortable with uplifting. The bike's out. It's gonna be 99 degrees in Baltimore today. Like, I be looking at these row houses like, do it be people in them? Because sometimes it is. Like, sometimes it's different people that are in moments of distress that'll be in a row house. Some of these row houses have been vacant for so long that like ain't no reason to be in them, and the foundations are like broken, so they're actually hollow shells. But the other part is like, there are people that live next to these row houses. Like, there are people that still live in these communities. Like, they actually live in these communities, and it's like important. It's important to still keep these spaces. It's unfortunate. Like, my grandmother lived in a community like this. Like, people started to sell their homes off. The block started to change, and eventually she moved away from a space that she raised 12 kids. She raised 12 children in a home in East Baltimore. One day somebody had a 10-year plan. They didn't care about them kids she raised. He said, you know what, lady, we actually need this space. We are going to have to purchase your home, and we're going to send you to a different location. And like, we participated in it, so it's accountability all around us, blaming no one. It's just objectively, there was a 10-year plan to change the community, 20-year plan to change the community, and that community is now changed. My grandmother passed away within a year of moving out of this home that she raised her 12 children in. And the community, the house that she raised them in, was rebuilt. Community was changed. The house that my grandmother raised her children in sold for $300,000 or $250,000, and it doesn't look too different. It looks rebuilt, but it has the same size and build. There's many of these spaces on North Avenue. So I've seen in real time what it looks like to just have a whole neighborhood changed right before your eyes. Bananas, frozen bananas, peanut butter, almond milk, breakfast of champions. Yeah, it's just a whole lot of sugar. So I'm about to be zooted. You get your potassium in, you get your morning workout in, y'all get your morning stretches. You get your morning stretches, you'll be stretching your legs. Body needs to stretch. No cap. No kizzle. I play all day, man. We in prep for work. I get to play at work. Got my guitars on me. You know what I'm saying? My son. Where y'all be working at, man? Where y'all work at? Where you work at for real? Where y'all work at? Where y'all stay at? We should rep your set. Rep your set in the chat. But all jokes aside, thank you. If you stayed in this chat for quite a amount of time, thank you for watching this. If you are watching a replay, and like I said, I hope that you have a blessed day. You have your best day, and is with purpose and intention. Great days are made by the greatest. They're made with choice. They're made with intention. So do yourself that favor. Do yourself that act of kindness. As I always say, one day made better is many days made greater. I'm uplifting you to be in a world that cares. So I keep it to myself. I think that's unfair. The joys we are given are best when shared. Visionaries never die. Legends survive. Through the seeds we sow daily, we get better with time. I wish you peace, prosperity, many, many blessings. Oh, enjoy yourself. Go be beautiful. Built in private, blessed in public. Whether they like it or love it, the process is trusted. We are abundant. Bit, 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 bit. Bit, 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 bit.